Hey guys, buenas tardes. I'm trying to give you guys a view of Godzilla in this video in case you guys are wondering, hey Mike, what is all that Japanese writing on your curtain? Well, it's Godzilla, okay? I'm a great big Godzilla fan. This is the first Godzilla film that they ever made way back in, I believe, 1954. Okay, don't quote me. Hopefully, I don't get the year wrong. But anyway, guys, this video is gonna be more for all of you out there that have still not visited Tijuana. Maybe you're watching the news and thinking that Tijuana is super dangerous, which I can tell you, I feel way safer here than I ever did back in LA, especially Van Nuys. I mean, that's my experience. So, what you are gonna notice here, I busted my lip, guys. In case you're wondering, I'm not, I'm not like crusty and all that. Don't brush my teeth. This is mouth ointment medication called Kanka. Busted my lip in jiu-jitsu. Anyway, for those of you that are going to be visiting Tijuana for the first time, like I said, you can come here and just look around for the day and go back home. What you're going to notice when you cross the line right away is the fact that there are going to be a lot of gente here, especially in La Línea, whether you cross at San Isidro or Chaparral. There's going to be a lot of gente, but it's going to feel slow. Okay. It's going to feel slow. Why? People take their time here. People take their time. People are not as rude to each other as they are back in LA. Like in Van Nuys, walk down the street, people are pushing you out of the way. Okay. In the 99-cent store, which doesn't exist anymore, people are pushing each other out of the way. Abuelitas with their cartons are just, you know, ramming people. People don't have any, like, it's almost like when you get a lot of people in the same place, it's rats to cheese or something, right? I mean, people start fighting amongst each other, and you don't get that here. La gente aquí are very cordial to each other. Like I say, when I walk down the street here, you know, people are always saying buenas tardes, buenos dias. Not every single person, okay, but a lot of people. It's gonna feel slow, okay. It's gonna feel slow, even though there's a lot of people here, okay. And I'm not talking about the crazy traffic in La Puente aquí in Tijuana where they're building the bridge. Not the traffic, but people on the street, okay. The other thing is people here are more sociable, have better social skill. La gente aquí are more human. You don't get a lot of that robotic nature that you get just by crossing the line over to San Diego. People don't like to make eye contact, especially youngsters. Nothing against you guys. I'm just talking from my experience, okay? Here, when you go to a restaurant and you sit down, people look at you in the eye. Okay. Buenas tardes, buenos dias. They are more attentive here. Customer service is way better here. And obviously, I'm not speaking about every single situation. There's exceptions to every rule, but I'm saying in general, customer service here is way better. And la gente aquí tell me that a lot of gente here even tell me that people in Tijuana are not necessarily known as being polite. If you go más sur de Mexico, for example, in Guadalajara, people are even nicer there. Okay. Tijuana itself is kind of like a transient city. When I talk to my Uber drivers here, a lot of drivers are not from Tijuana, they're from other states, okay? Tecate, Ajijic, Ciudad de Mexico, Sinaloa. They just come here for work because there's a lot of work, okay? But still, you are not going to get as much of that robotic nature that you get in otro lado. All right. You know what? Customer service on the other side, more so in LA than San Diego. I haven't been in San Diego long enough to make an educated comment about it. But in LA, man, and that's my city, right? You walk into Home Depot in Van Nuys and you ask for a paint aisle. I'm looking for this or that. Youngsters are pointing and grunting. They're getting annoyed because you're asking for help. And that's the norm in LA now. Okay? Youngsters want to act like they're bothered by you and you're the paying customer. There's no let me help you find what you're needing, sir. Did you get everything you need? None of that. Okay? That we were trained to do in the 90s. It's unbelievable. That's why I love it here in Tijuana. Okay. So life is going to be slow. People are more sociable here. Okay. They're going to look you in the eye for the most part when you're speaking, especially if you're speaking Spanish. Okay. Even if you're just trying, like I told you in a previous video, la gente aquí appreciate that you try to speak Spanish now. The third thing is actually a negative thing. I view it as a negative thing. People are not as punctual here. Okay. People are not as punctual. When you make an appointment at home in LA, the electric guy is supposed to come at 2 o'clock. He's usually there by 2 o'clock, and if not, he'll call ahead of time and say, I'm going to be 10 minutes late, not here. It's a little bit different, guys. It's a little bit different, guys. Okay. Uh, when I first got here in February and I found out I had to have a propane tank, I had someone call for me to get propane service here. And they said, yeah, that's sure, we'll come by today. We don't have a time that we're going to come by. We're going to come by today. Just be ready. Okay. And we were like, what? What do you mean there's no time? Okay. And the person calling for me was even like, I don't get why there's no time because aquí in Guadalajara, they'll tell you between, 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock or whatever. But anyway, so well, from what I can recall back then, I was waiting and waiting all day and they didn't come. And then the next day I had to wait and wait and they still didn't come. So we actually changed services. Okay. Um, and there have been multiple times where I have made an appointment to go see someone and I'm there early. I'm usually there early and they end up coming late. Okay, 5-15 minutes late. I'm sorry, I'm late, disculpa. Okay, está bien. All right. Another situation, like the floors in my room, they were getting cracked because I had the heater on back then, and then um the owners of the complex here that I'm at said, "Yeah, we'll come by to fix it." And I remember they said tomorrow we'll come by, in the morning, and it was like 8, 9, 10 a.m. And I'm like, "Disculpa, are you guys still coming here?" Yeah, yeah, we'll be there. Okay. And they ended up coming like I think it was 10 o'clock in the morning, but I was ready. I think at what I can recall, 8:30 or 9 a.m. And you'll hear this from other people that live in Mexico también. I'm not the only one that has had this kind of experience where um, you know people are on a different kind of schedule, really taking their time, and it's not American time is we say 3 o'clock, you're there at 3 o'clock. Okay. That's one of the negative things here. So can you guys be ready for that to adjust to that because there are way more positives here than negatives. Okay. I mean, you're going to cut your cost of living, I say, by at least half, depending on your situation. If you still got bills on the other side, like myself, at least it will relieve some pressure. People are nice. Okay. The food is super fresh here. But some of the negatives that I've talked about before. Uh, más en la ciudad, like zona centro and zona Rio, you get crazy loud parties on the weekends. Okay, and punctuality is like it's way lax. It's not like it is in America where we say 2 p.m. is 2 p.m. All right. I'm still gonna suggest to you guys, if you still haven't been here to Tijuana, at least come visit for the day. You don't have to spend the night or anything, and at least visit for the day, and then just go back. Because how would you know? You're listening to those news reports that say like there are like drug killings and people get killed here all the time. Dangerous. I saw a video on YouTube the other day that was saying Tijuana is like the most dangerous city in the world, and I'm like, how come you guys don't mention LA, bro? Especially Van Nuys, man. And you guys that live in Van Nuys, you know what's up. I don't have to say it, okay? I mean, is there a more dangerous place in LA than Van Nuys besides like South Central down there by Figueroa? Man, probably not. Okay. Um, so if you don't come here, you're not gonna know. Okay. If you don't come here, you're not gonna know. So let me reiterate because I want to have a point, a point to this video. The differences you're going to notice when you're crossing over here is that life moves a lot slower here. Even if you're in the city and there are a lot of people there, it's gonna feel slow. People have better social skill here. La gente are still very human here. They will speak to you and look you in the eye. Okay, you will get great service here. Okay, and number three, things are not exactly punctual. You get an apartment here and you're ordering a propane tank, depending on who you call, they might just tell you, like they told me, we're going to come by, but we don't have a time, just stay home. Okay, we ended up changing to a different service that did give us a time. They did they did say we'll be there between 2 and 5 p.m. and they actually call when they're here. Okay, so not everyone is like that, but I'm just suggesting you guys be prepared for that. Okay, all right, guys. Like I said in the last video, I'm gonna leave the Instagram link for this channel in the description in case you guys need to DM me for whatever reason. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and have a great day. Talk to you soon. Que te vaya bien. Bye.